Test Appium tutorial series, and in this session we are going to cover Appium demo script with execution. In this one we will cover four important things. First one is desired capabilities setup for Android device. Second one, we will try to create an instance of the Appium driver. Then we will perform some actions on the application, which is .apk file, and then we will quit the driver and close the application. We will try to execute all the steps on emulator. So let's get started. So let's first start and create a Appium script, right? Appium demo script, correct? In that, what I am going to do, I am going to create a new Java class and I am going to name it as mobile tests, right? So I have created a new class. So whenever we try to approach for a demo script, what we will do, we will divide the entire thing into four major steps. What are the four major steps? The four major steps are this four, okay? These four are the major steps. So first major step is set the desired capabilities, right? Set the desired capabilities. Second would be create an instance of Appium driver. Third will be perform some actions on the app. And fourth would be quit the driver and close the app. So our entire script will revolve around these four major functionality, major steps, right? That's why I divided our entire project into four steps, right? Desired capabilities, instance of Appium driver, perform some actions, quit the driver. I'm going to do everything on a single script. Later on we will divide. When we move further, I will move the elements and everything to the POM. Okay, so now first thing would be set the desired capabilities. Now how we will know the desired capabilities? So in our previous session we have seen the inspector, right? This one, correct? Appium inspector. Let me open it for you, right? Appium inspector, right? So I am opening this Appium inspector, correct? We have already installed it, and the capability set we have used in our previous sessions, the same one I am taking it over here, right? So those are the capabilities we need to add, right? So before adding capabilities, make sure that this setup is done and you have tried and tested that this particular JSON is working. So when I will click on start session, basically it will install this APK. It will basically open our APK inside the emulator, right? And then once it open inside the emulator, we can identify the element. Before jumping into identification of element, we need to set up the desired capabilities for this section. So how I am going to do the desired capabilities step? We are going to take help of desired capabilities class, right? So let me add it over here. So what I am going to do, I am going to take help of this one, right? So let me put it over here, correct? Over here. So if you have noticed, what I have done, I have taken help of desired capabilities class. What is this? Desired capabilities, right? And on top of it, what I have done, I have added the capability type. I am just importing all the class so that we can easily resolve it, right? And along with it, what I am going to do, I am going to add this one, right? I am going to add these two things over here, import part. Correct. So our import is done. Now what I am going to do, as this is a we want to execute this one, what I will do, I will put all those piece of code inside a main, right? Inside a main method. How I am going to do that? I am just going to add this one over here. That's it, right? Done. L. So see what I have done, set up desired capabilities for Android device. Desired capabilities, I have created an object of that. Then I have used just .set capability, mobile capability type. Now you must be thinking where I got this platform name, platform version, device name, automation name and app. This one I got from this JSON, which we have done in our previous session, right? Platform name, platform version, device name, automation name, app. App is nothing but the path where we have kept our .apk file, right? Automation name, you need to mention the same. Device name is nothing but the device that we have set up in our previous sessions, right? So if I will go to my Android Studio, right, this is my Android Studio. You can open this Android Studio, and then what you can do, let me do one thing quickly, okay? what you can do, you can go to your Android Studio virtual device manager, and these two devices, right? We have created this device in our previous session. I'm just starting this device up, right? I'm just starting the device. See, my device is up and running now. So what is this? This is my emulator, right? And this emulator name need to be passed over here in the device name, correct? And the platform version and is 8.1.0. platform name is Android, because this is an Android emulator. Exact same thing I have converted over here with desired capabilities by using dot set capability and mobile capability type. So our first step is set desired capabilities for the Android device, and that step is done. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create an instance of Appium driver. Now before you create an instance of Appium driver, make sure that your Appium driver is up and running, right? Just to make sure, right? I have already start my Appium server. How to start your Appium server we have covered in our previous session, right? So just go through that. I have already started my Appium server over here, correct? Now what I am going to do, I am going to create an instance of the Appium server, right? So how I am going to do that? So for that I am going to use this particular step, Appium driver, this one, Appium driver mobile element, right? This one I need to import, and Appium driver also I need to import, Android driver I need to import, URL I need to import, and import class exception. Done. So what I have done in this step, let me explain. So Appium driver I am creating. First, this one is nothing but I am trying to create an instance, right? And here what I have done, I have used new Android driver, new URL, and this URL is nothing but your Appium server URL, and this is the default one. Okay, when you start your Appium server, you will automatically find this one. Okay, when you start your Appium server, you will find this localhost. I have already covered this in our previous session, so I am not going to repeat it again. Okay, but it is nothing but your localhost 4723 is the default URL, right? And we need to pass the desired capabilities, right? Because we want to execute the test script in our emulator. That's why I have defined this desired capabilities. This is nothing but the object that we have created in line number 14, and line number 15 to 19 is the setup that we want to add along with this object creation. So now in my desired capabilities, I already have this setup and I am passing it with the new Android driver command. So create an instance of Appium driver is completed, correct? So two steps are done: set desired capabilities and create an instance of Appium driver. Now what we are going to do, we are going to perform some actions on the application, right? So let me first tell you what are the scenarios we are trying to automate. Okay, so the application is proverbial, right? So let me open this one. So first we will open our application, right, using the script, and then what we will do, let's click on this geolocation, right? We will click on the geolocation, and then what we will do, we will enter a URL over here, https://www.google.com. we will enter the URL using the automation script. We will click on this find button, right? And then we will validate that Google is displayed or not. So this is our test steps to automate. We are clear on this one, right? So what are the test steps to automate over here? Our test steps to automate is, first we will do click on the geolocation, right? Then what we will do, we will just give me a minute. We will click on the geolocation, right? Then enter the URL as google.com, right? Then we will validate the logo, right? Means Google logo is present or not, correct? Clear, right? Click on geolocation. After geolocation, we will also validate that find is present or not, or else how we will get to know that find is, means we have successfully clicked on geolocation, right? Validate find is present, then enter the URL as google.com, then click on find button, validate the logo. So those are the test steps we need to provide, right? And we will automate along with it, correct? So now how we will automate? perform the steps, first we need to identify this particular buttons, right? Whatever buttons we have seen means geolocation, we need to identify it. So how we will identify it? We have already covered the inspector section, right, in our previous session. So I'm just directly starting my inspector session over here. I've just entered all the details of my emulator. My emulator is up and running. See, can you see it? So now my emulator and this section is over here. I will identify all the required element. So what are the element I need to identify? First, geolocation. How I will identify geolocation? Click on this one, right? See, so ID is com.lambda test proverbial geolocation. So we will use this ID, correct? So what we will do, we will use this ID, correct? I am just keeping this ID over here, right? First what you should do, you should identify all the object, then you should go with for the automation, right? So first object we have identified. Our first step is nothing but clicking on this one, right? So just give me a minute. Okay, let me quickly open the proverbial, click on geolocation. Okay, I'm just refreshing it. I'm just trying to refresh it. Okay, no worries. Appium inspector, right? Actually it got stuck. Always remember, when it got anytime got stuck somewhere, then just reopen it, it will work. I'm just starting the session. Okay, quickly, we have already identified geolocation, right? Now what we need to identify, we need to identify the find button, because second line what we need to do, validate the find is present, right? To validate find is present, we need to identify the find button. So let me click on the geolocation, this one, right? Refresh this one, or else this screen and this screen will not be in sync. Okay, see, now find button is present. We will identify this edit box and find button both. So edit box, this is the ID, right? I am going to keep it over here, right, for edit box, because we will need it while entering the URL, correct? And this find button we need to click also, and we need to also put an assertion on top of it, right? Validate find is present, correct? And then click on find button also, again we will use that one. So once this step is completed, what we are going to do, so let me put the https www.google.com quickly, click on find, right? And this one, this logo also we need to verify, right? So I'm refreshing the page again. So this one we need to verify. So here if I will see, where is the logo? So the logo accessibility ID is this one, but this is a number, right? So this doesn't looks good to me. We cannot never pick those numbers and all. Okay, so let me find something else over here. HP logo I can see, if I can see it. Okay, so this one we can pick, right? HP logo, see, this is the area, correct? And if you want to make sure that, okay, this, for example, you will pick this XPath. So how you will make sure that, okay, this XPath will work or not? Just go to your inspector, right? This is your inspector, correct? Go to your inspector, and what we need to do, you need to click on this search for element, and then which one you are picking? XPath. So click on XPath, copy paste your selector, search. It will, so it is identifying only one element. This is a good sign for us. Click on it. See, can you see background? That means our XPath is correct. We can use this XPath, right? You're getting the point, right? How you will search. So similarly for find also, right? Whenever you will make sure to find, we have picked the ID, right? This ID, how you will verify the ID is working or not? Come over here, click on ID, right? Control A, Control V, search. Always make sure that element should 1, it should not 2, right? Only one element. Till that you will change the XPath or whatever locator you are picking. Can you see the find is, the background will change, okay, whenever you click on this one, correct? So this is how I will take an extensive session on how to identify elements. This is just focusing on the demo script, but still I give you a little bit of idea on it, right? So the XPath we have picked for it, correct? So we have picked the XPath also. Now what we will do, we will convert this into a script. right? For that, what we need to do, we will just use this one, right? Mobile element, geolocation element. So this one will be replaced with this step. So I am identifying an element by using mobile element. Mobile element, I have given the name geolocation element because this is the geolocation driver.find element by ID. As I told, this is a demo script, so I will write everything linear way in one script and we will execute. Once it get executed successfully, we will then move it to the POM class, right? Second, validate find is present, right? So what we need to do, we need to click on the geolocation, right? Click on geolocation. So how we can do geolocation element dot click, correct? Once you click on it, just for demo purpose, I will add a thread sleep, okay? Just to make sure that our thread dot sleep is properly present over there and I can show you the steps, or else it will be too fast and I will unable to show you. We need to add an exception. Okay, that's fine. Now what we will do, we have already added a wait over here. Then we are searching for the find button, right? Find button, we have identified this one, right? Proverbial ID find, correct? So find button we have identified. Validate find is present. How you will validate find is present? We will add an assertion over here. Assert. So this is our normal assertion of testng. Assert dot assert equals, correct? I am using testng. Assert dot assert equals find button dot is displayed. Find button is displayed or not. I am just checking with true. If false, then it will write find button is not displayed. So I have added an assertion over here. Once the assertion is done, I am going to enter the URL, right? So first I will identify the URL and then I will enter the value for it. See, thread.sleep, always after every step I will give a 10 second break so that I can show you at that time while execution. So mobile element, we have identified the edit URL portion, right, where we will enter the URL, correct? We have identified it. Then we are using edit URL text dot send keys, right? And then in the send keys we are passing https www.google.com. Once this one is done, what we are going to do, we are going to click on find button, right? We are going to click on find button. How we are going to do that? Dot click. Okay, we have clicked on find button over here, right? I'm just adding couple of waits again over here. Thread.sleep. Thread.sleeps I am adding in every step because this is a demo script, first script, right? Or else I am going to remove it everything during code optimization phase of this framework designing, right? So once we click on find button, we need to validate the logo. So we will identify the logo with the XPath that we have picked, right? So I have used find element by XPath. Instead, initially I have used find element by ID because we are able to identify with ID. Here XPath, that's why find element by XPath. Once that one is done, what we will do, again we will put an assertion, right? Assertion, we will put that logo is displayed true, correct? So now our last assertions over here, see, logo is displayed true, logo is not displayed for the message. And again I am going to give a thread.sleep of 10 seconds so that there will be a gap and I can show you during the execution, right? And last step would be quit the driver dot quit, right? So driver dot quit, done. Can you see what we have done? Right now, for ease of understanding, I want to print everything. Okay, I want to print after every step. I want to print that okay, we have done this particular step. Okay, I'm quickly adding this system.out.println. Okay, and here we will put that geolocation clicked, right? We have clicked on geolocation, right? Then here validation completed, geolocation clicked, find button is present, right? Then what we will do, and here what we are doing, we are entering this one, right? Enter the URL. We have entered the URL, right? Why I am writing this? During demo script, use this one. Okay, it will be helpful for you while debugging, right? find button clicked. We have clicked on find button. Now logo is present. So this would be easy for you. Okay, when you will write messages, then it would be easy for you. Correct? Now what we will do, all our steps are done. Hope you understood till this point, right folks? So we are keeping everything in one script. This is a linear script, right? Because we are doing it for practice, right? That's why we don't have to make it complicated. Always your first try should be a simple one, right? So our demo script is all set. We are now going to execute it. Folks, so by now we have added all the test steps, right? And we have added the system.out.println for after every step, so that we can track it in the console log, right? So that I can show you parallelly on the emulator and in the console log. Before I am going to execute the test script, I am doing a quick check. My Appium server is up and running or not? Yes. And my emulator is up and running or not? Okay, so both are good. Emulator is up and running, Appium server is up and running. So what I am going to do now, I am going to execute the test scripts, right? So let me right click on that and run mobile test main, right? And I'm going to open it over here, right? And this is our console log, correct? So now just see what it will do. The first step, it will open the APK, correct? Proverbial Android APK. Then it will click on the geolocation. See, now it has clicked on geolocation. So in geolocation, what it will do, it will we have given a check so that we will wait and see that it has clicked or not. Yes, it has clicked properly. Now it is just enter the URL over here, right? In this text box, this one, edit URL text, correct? It will enter this. See, it has entered. Now what it will do, it will click on the find button dot click, right? So it will click on the find button now. So after every step I have given this wait knowingly so that you folks can understand this, right? So see, now it has clicked. After it has clicked, what it will do, it will try to validate this Google logo is displayed or not, right? So now it is validating the same and done, right? Our execution is completed. And if you have noticed, see, what is the sequence? Clicked on geolocation, find button is displayed, entered the Google URL, click on find button, logo is displayed. So those are all the steps we have done. That's why I have put the system.out, right? So that you folks can easily understand that how the flow is happening in the execution. Now whenever you execute any positive scenario, immediately validate the negative scenario is working or not. Okay, for example, here I will remove this Google. Okay, I will remove this Google section over here, right? And sorry, this is content descending, so it is not going to help much. I am removing one section of it. Okay, I am just making some change in the XPath, and we will re-execute it, and we will see that it should fail, right? It should fail. So always remember, whenever you are doing a demo script, after the happy path, do a negative scenario. All right, because now we expect our test case to fail, because this find element by XPath, this is not even present, right? So how it will validate? So it will go till that point, it will enter the URL, it will click on find button, correct? It will open the Google page, but after that it should fail because the XPath that we have provided is not present in the screen, right? So we are expecting that error over here. Just to give you a context, can you see? Clicked on geolocation, find button is displayed. See, enter the Google URL. Can you see? Enter the Google URL. Now what it will do, click on the find button, right? Just wait and watch. Clicked on find button. Can you see? Now what it will try to do, it will try to validate the logo, but it will not able to find, and it should fail now. See, can you see what it does? It failed over here. Why it failed? Because this one is not present. The element what we are trying to identify is not present. That means our test script is perfectly working fine, right? Got it, right folks? I hope now you can try the same on your local setup, right? And the emulator setup and everything we have discussed in our previous sessions, so do go through those sessions before coming to this one. And whatever we have used like mobile element over here in the single class and in the main string, all those things we are going to change. This is just a starting demo script, that's why I have tried to keep it simple and add all the steps in a single class, or else when we will move further to the page object model part, I am going to move all those things to this pages class, right? Hope you folks have understood, and I would request you to try on your local machine and let me know in the comment section if you face any issue or if you find any kind of new exception, right? Till then, take care, bye bye.